Hello and welcome to section number 4. In this section, we will show some advanced training concepts with TensorFlow. We will use TF data for more complex data preprocessing workflows. And also, you will learn how to scale your training performance using different training distribution strategies, such as GPU training or distributed training. Finally, you will learn how to debug and monitor your training sessions using TensorBoard. Let's start with the project setup. So in this video, we are setting up our training environment. And since we are going to do distributed training, we will need GPU hardware support for this. In this video, I'll quickly walk you through the setup. And by the way, just as in the last section, we are also going to need APIs for BigQuery and Compute Engine. If you don't already have them enabled, then this is explained in the first video of the previous section. So, as I said, for this section, we will need GPU support. And the sad thing that is currently you can't enable GPU support on the free tier on GCP. So if you are using the free tier on GCP, then I recommend skipping this setup and instead executing the notebook on Google Colab, which is a free service by Google for research purposes. And currently it allows free GPU usage. You can find it using this link here. For all others who are working with an account on GCP, I explain the steps to set and enable GPUs on GCP. First, what we need to do is we need to increase our GPU quota, because by default this quota is set to null. For this, search for quotas in your GCP console and then filter for the metric GPU. Here you can define the maximum number of GPUs that can be added to the current project. Sometimes this process takes a manual review by Google, which I can't understand, but it seems to be normal by the time of this recording. So when this process is complete, we are ready to provision our first instance on AI platform notebooks with GPU acceleration. For this, select a new instance and create a notebook with one NVIDIA Tesla GPU, at least. This will be enough for demonstration purposes. Make sure that the checkbox here is selected so that all drivers are installed automatically. Start your instance and you should have a GPU notebook at your disposal. Now let's jump into the notebook and make sure some more things. Okay, I'm back in the notebook running on AI platform with GPU support. Before we continue, make sure that you have TensorFlow with GPU support actually installed on your machine. If you are on AI platform notebooks with the image that we just discussed before, this should be the case automatically. But if you run this on Google Colab, you might need to install this manually. In any case, if you execute this command here in the first code cell, then you should be on the safe side and you can verify that all requirements are already satisfied. Next, we need to load up some packages. We're going to load NumPy and Pandas just for convenience reasons and TensorFlow for our actual data preprocessing. Also, we are importing the time package just so we can compare later on the performance of training time between normal and distributed training. Okay, and then one more thing. If you are on AI platform, then you don't need to run this because you are authenticated by default. To recap, in this video we learned setting up our environment for GPU support. We created a notebook instance on AI platform that used this GPU support.